Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Chef. How are you doing?
My pleasure. Very good. Very good.
So you've been at your club for about 5 years now. You're out in New Hampshire. Is it Bald Peak?
Colony Club.
Colony Club, yes.
So going into my 6th season.
Yes. So. Okay. So tell us a little bit about that. How the past few years been going?
So Bald Peak, we just celebrated 100 years. My first year there, we celebrated 100 years of being a colony club, a country club, if you will. And it was during COVID. So during that time, we ended up postponing our 100-year centennial for another year to kind of let things calm down a little bit. So we basically celebrated 101 years. And then it's been good. It's, some rebuilding. The prior chef was there for 12 plus years. So just kind of getting over those hurdles, rebuilding the team a little bit and aligning with different things. So.
How do you think you've impacted the culinary program in those 5 years? How has it, grown since you've been there?
We've added, a lot of nuances. Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of things you already see. I was working in the Florida market so much for several years that we were already doing sushi down there as a availability to the members almost daily. And so we introduced that up in Bald Peak. The thing that with Bald Peak is we're on a lake. We're in the middle of kind of nowhere. It's 25 minutes each direction to a restaurant or a grocery store. And so the members want, those conveniences like, well, I want sushi, but I don't want to have to drive to Boston, So we try to introduce some different things, and I'm using sushi as an example, but there's obviously more to it than that. The other big thing that we've introduced at Bald Peak is just kind of a calmer kitchen, not to say any names on the prior chef, but it wasn't as calm of an environment. And I'm I'm actually extremely laid back as a manager and a director of the culinary program. And so it's more of an approachable environment for the front of the house and for the other departments and things like that. So that's been probably the bigger impact. And then we're also staring down a major renovation. So that's been in the planning pretty much since I started, and all capital purchases have been targeted towards rolling into that as well. So it's been kind of my mainstay there.
What's the timeline look like for that?
So October of this year, we'll close the club completely, which we actually close the club completely every year in October, drain the water out of the building and everything. But this year we'll empty the building, and then it's a club-wide renovation. It's about a $30 million renovation, roughly. The kitchen will go a little larger footprint. And so right now that's the scope of my attention, is to, where's the trash cans going and which way is the dishwasher running and that type of stuff. But then I'll start to go into the server stations and helping with the bar design and stuff like that. But it's such a heavy mechanical hand on the kitchen that we have to get that done first. So, but the timeline, is 18 months. And so we'll operate as a temporary out of tents and food truck trailers for an entire season, which is Memorial Day to Columbus Day. And then the following spring, which will be 2028, we'll open in the new facility, the new building. And that I'm sure will have its hiccups as well. So.
Have you done a major renovation like that before?
Yeah, I've been involved in several clubs renovations. When I was in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Golf Country Club, we kind of did kitchen by kitchen there, the banquet kitchen. Then we moved on to the a la carte kitchen, and then the pool, seasonal pool kitchen. And we had like 5 kitchens there. So we kind of did them all over my time there. And that was probably the bigger one that I've done. But, just with, other clubs in Florida, I've been a part of the renovations, and nothing quite as ground up as this one, though, really. I mean, this is like back to the studs and then work your way back in, which is great, good and bad. So just the other day, we found 2 4-foot beams that are structural, that are original, and we can't remove them. And they're dead center in my banquet kitchen. And I'm like, okay, back to, that's not going to work. So now we got to kind of back up a few steps and rework around these pillars, these major pillars. So it's fun.
What are you excited about adding to the new kitchen?
I think, when I started there, there was no technology in the kitchens. There's no combi ovens. There's no, nothing was linked. I mean, I can check a temperature on a prime rib now with my phone, that type of stuff. So that's more of that going into the new kitchen. It's kind of eliminating like hiding spots, because an old kitchen, they just like, oh, we have this little closet. Let's make that a small garde-manger. And then people hide in these spots. Like right now, our banquet kitchen is here. Our a la carte kitchen is here. The dining room that facilitates the banquet kitchen is on that side, and the dining room that facilitates the a la carte kitchen is on this side. So everything's backwards. And I mean, even beyond that, like the dish areas, you have to walk through so much traffic to drop dishes. So it's just kind of like unpuzzling all that and making it make sense. And that's really what I enjoy doing. But I think that's going to create a better environment. Well, and also we don't have air conditioning, so that's going to be the number one thing that I like. So air conditioning and air quality, really. So
is there any must-have equipment that you already know you're getting?
I'm pushing for an Iverio, which is beautiful high technology tilt kettle. I'm pushing for just some of the things I'm really hoping to achieve is more of a member interactive space too, where my office is going to be designed as almost like a showcase corner office, and there'll be a high top that seats 6 people. So that's kind of open to the members. If they want to have lunch in there, they can come in, have lunch there, and they're one side of the windows, they're looking out over the banquet kitchen. The other side of the windows of the office are looking out over the a la carte kitchen. So it'll be activity, it's kind of a dinner and a show, right? And so that's, very unique, but it also is then it's like, okay, well, we can't have stuff just everywhere. We have to really think through everything has a place. There's a place for everything, right? So where does a dirty saute pan go? It just can't go on the counter because then they're looking at it. Right? What if they're sitting in there? So thinking through all those processes is fun, I mean, to some people, I guess. But also, I think that's like one of the things I'm really looking forward to, because it will also kind of challenge our employees, our cooks and chefs in the kitchen to step up and be more aware of an overflowing trash can or, debris on the floor or dirty countertops, and even in personal sanitation. Right? So.
Yeah. Detroit Athletic Club did a big renovation not too long ago, and they added a like in kitchen dining space for chef's tables, and that was Chef Loving's mentality about that as well. Yeah. And
even in my banquet kitchen, I have the architects doing soft lighting, like can lighting. So it's not just now everything's LED, not fluorescent, but so you can turn off the LEDs and you have just softer lighting if we want to do a cooking class in there, or or we can do like a sit-in dinner in there. And so some flexibility in spaces is really kind of a big achievement.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. Why don't you just talk a little bit more about what it's like being a fully seasonal operation for you?
So I'm strictly 6 months in New Hampshire and 6 months in Florida. When I'm in Florida, it's my off season, so I'm working remotely very loosely. But a lot of my winter is hiring. We're H2B predominant staffing. And so I do hiring for October, November, December, and part of January is really focused on that. And then it's transitioning to menu writing, events, and planning, and trying to improve upon the prior year. I like it. It's not for everybody. I think you have to be willing to move every 6 months, and it's my wife and my dog and myself. We don't have any young kids. Our son is grown, so yeah, we can manage the back and forth a little bit. Our house in Florida, we just kind of shutter, literally. We put the hurricane shutters on and we leave it. And then our house in New Hampshire is provided by the club. It's about 100 yards from my kitchen at the club, so it's maybe a little too close sometimes. But yeah, when you're there, you're working 6-7 days a week, and it's 3 meal periods a day, 7 days a week of open service, and members live on property too. So if you're sitting out on your porch and they're golfing, they see you and, oh, hey chef, So it's a little sometimes too close for comfort, but it's great. And staffing wise, having the H2B model, once you kind of have a few years of it under your belt, it really evolves. And it's, if you create a good work environment for your team, and we really focus on that heavily, then they tell other people and you get a heavy returner. So we're at about a 70-80% yearly return rate on our H2B staffing.
That's great.
So, yeah.